Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Featured Games. Tonight we are going over some featured games, and it does look like we've joined one here on NintendudeX. Where is he? There he is. That Gangplank. Gangplank Jungle, seems. Either way, we've joined in about 2 minutes, but we already have a first blood going down at 2 Nintendude, as it seems. A lot of assists on the boards. We're going to be checking out exactly what happened here. And I actually have the wrong spectator up. There we go. Alright, so Summoner's Rift. I'm the FourCourtJester. With me is YouTube. Yeah, we're trying out some YouTube streaming today. So, yeah, I'm not too sure why I have to keep resetting every time, but won't let me edit the VODs regardless, so maybe I have to figure out some other kind of system. But as I said, looking at NintendudeX here, looks like he has an absolute Legends teammate on his team, and he is up against nobody that I actually recognize. But NintendudeX 2500 ELO, so these guys, well, plus or minus whatever it is for ELO these days, they're going to be in here as well. So NintendudeX in the jungle does look like a Jinzhao top. After that remake, he comes out very strong as a top laner and a jungler. Really enjoying his new remake, as is a lot of other people. Inari in the mid is going to be that Cassiopeia, and as we can see down here, we do got a Janna Vayne combo actually getting pushed in by a Caitlyn Sona. But on the flip side here of Team Purple, it does look like in the mid is going to be that Gragas in their jungle. That Nocturne not looking too good for Cassiopeia. But, ooh, is she going to go a little bit more aggressive here on top? Yes, she is! She's going to go right on top of that Nocturne and going to get that kill with help from that top lane. Yeah, top lane, what's the deal? Didn't call MIA. I can see the rage in Nocturne's face right now. I don't know why NintendudeX just flashed over that. Probably wanted to try to get in terms of an assist, but didn't get it. Oh well, poor him. Up now 2-0, however, 900 gold, 4 minutes into the game. Not a terrible lead by any means, but hardly game ending. Let's see, on the board, it does look like our Team Blue not even hitting 20 creeps as of yet, but Caitlyn and this Irelia both now traversing at 25, 26, something like that. And so they're at least doing okay in terms of their farm, both 0 deaths on top. And then as you can see again, that bottom lane now pushing in on top of these guys, forcing Vayne to hit under tower or at least fight really close. Now this should mean that NintendudeX, especially with the Gangplank and his raised morale, should be able to get in there fairly easily from behind. Of course, he does have to contend with the warding and trap situation that Caitlyn affords that lane. Now up top again, Jinzhao, 3 pots still, has not even really been pressured at all by this Aurelia. Aurelia's just trying her best to do her own farming, is down to only that 1 pot, so she's under a little bit of pressure. You can see her not even engaging here, but we do got a Nocturne from behind. He's going to come in, good stun coming up from Aurelia, and now with the fear, no, where's the fear Nocturne? Didn't get it off. Unspeakable horror. I don't know, maybe he just got he got maybe knocked up by the Jinzhao, which means that the fear did not go off. But it was a good combination attempt. But at the same time, again, a lot of people really enjoying the Jinzhao remake. People are really enjoying him. So this bottom lane again, Vayne, she's up to 30 creeps, but her opponent Caitlyn up to 43, and it's not too often that you see a Sona as a support pressuring in a Janna. Janna really one of those high tier supports right now, and it's just a little interesting to see. Now we do have Gangplank positioning in from behind with the red buff. Off goes that tornado. Here comes Vayne with the tumble. He is going to force that flash out of Sona, but with red buff as well as the grog, it is doing wonders on top of this Sona. She does not have that flash anymore, and she will be going down. A good cleanse comes out from Vayne, and exhaust as well from that Janna. And that means that Caitlyn's going to go home empty-handed, or will she try to go in for the kill here on top of Nintendo? She will, but he's going to get off that parley with the red buff. It will slow her down just enough, and that means that we are going to escape out of this hazard-free for Team Blue. Now up 3-0 in terms of in terms of kills, and you know, life will be moving on. If anything does happen with the stream here, guys, just let me know in the comments. I am monitoring them here from the YouTube live control. I do see Lyric saying hi. Hello, Lyric. How are you? And yeah, mostly if the audio starts screwing up, please do let me know. I can fix that. We're going to watch Inari just die here. A good gank from the top, and that's going to help out Irelia a little bit. 45 creeps to 45 creeps, 1 kill to the 2 assists. That is the comparison of Irelia versus Jin Zhao in this top lane, but it does seem to be a good vibe right now for Team Blue as they are up 3-1 and nearly 1,000 gold. Now, it does look like Caitlyn used the time that Sona was dead to go on back to town, has herself those Berserker's Greaves, got a Dorn's Blade as well as a Vamp Scepter, so nothing really too out of the ordinary in that bottom lane. But Vayne going a little bit less. She does have less farm. Did get the kill, however, so I'm a little curious as to the difference in gold. It's really not that much. About 100, no, about 20. Wow, and now Vayne actually just catching up with that 1 creep kill. It's pretty much neck and neck, the extra farm versus that kill, which means you can probably deduce that 1 kill is worth about 15 creeps. That's, at this stage of the game, 1 kill is worth 15 creeps. That's about the benchmark here, and that's about the difference. Now we are going to get some spam going off on top of this Vayne. Vayne, of course, not with a healer, does only have that Janna. Out goes the Gangplank ultimate, which means we're probably going to be connecting and committing to this. Out goes the Tornado. It is not going to be enough to knock her up, but it will be enough for the last true Silver Bolt, as well as I think we had the knockback come out from Vayne. Yep, there's the Condemn. So good kill right there, good coordination with NintendudeX. And that is the big advantage of having a Gangplank on your team. That global ultimate can be helping a team fight anywhere he goes. Does not really get constrained by pretty much anything. It's pretty awesome like that. Now you did see that kill down onto the mid, so overall, again, Team Blue feeling really good. Everyone with a kill except that top and support, but we do got 2 assists to Jin Zhao's name, and he has been doing himself really well in that top lane. So 9 minutes in, it is starting to snowball a little bit for Team Blue. Still not an unwinnable situation whatsoever. We're just going to have to see what Team Red can do in terms of making a little bit of a comeback. I mean, they have to have something in mind, otherwise it's just going to be a quick 20-minute surrender. Now, we don't have this actually worded. We're going to throw out the Duskbringer. Here comes the fear. Do we have that flash up? 20 seconds. It's not going to be enough, and Jin Zhao will be dropping. Here comes NintendudeX. Is that Ignite going to be enough to tick her down? She's at 60 hit points. I'm not too sure Nintendu can actually get to that. She will safely get out of that situation. So without that flash, Jin was not able to break that Terrify, which led into just a lot of damage landing on top of his face. Now up top, we still got Nocturne. He's going to jump right in here into Nintendude, and there is a perfect flash coming out for him. It does avoid the body block, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive up against this Gragas combo. Gragas with 30 hit points gets out of that with just a skin of his teeth. Skin of his teeth. Looks like we did lose Janna down here. Did we have the Sona ultimate for that? We did not have to use the Sona ultimate for that. Very impressive. Although it does look like Ace in the Hole was used, and maybe Vayne just was not in position to just body shot that. So RIP Janna down 0-1-3, but it does allow her to head on back. She picks up that Philosopher's Stone. Nothing really out of the ordinary in that regard. Now, Caitlyn, most farm in the game at this point. 1 kill and 76 creeps to her name, is far and ahead of everyone except maybe this Cassiopeia, who is at 71 with 2 creeps to her name. And now she does have a Blasting Wand. Could go for the Rabadons first. Be very surprised if she picked up Azonia's. Now, she could also use that Blasting Wand for Will of the Ancients, but she doesn't have anything in terms of a Hex tech being built up quite yet. Maybe it's on her next agenda, maybe it's not. Now, Jin, he has had that ability to go back home, still has the tier 1 boots, got himself that Brutalizer, so the extra damage going to be hitting from all of his abilities on top of this Irelia, but Irelia, she's tanked up pretty decently. Look at this, Cloth Armor, Heart of Gold, so that extra gold per 10 working into her favor, and now a Phage. Phage is probably your most offensive tool that you can grab that also gives you health. You see it a lot on bottom lanes, you see it a lot on AD top lanes. Nocturne has to use his flash to get on out of that sticky situation, but he does live to see another day. Does Nocturne have an ultimate up? He does not, so he is a little risky business to stay down here. Ward's going down all over the place. He immediately stops backing out of that, but no, Vayne maybe have blood in her eyes. She did pop her ultimate for that. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication. They thought they were going to go in, but now with 4 Team Blue now gathered up on top of this Dragon, should go down fairly easily. Nocturne can't do anything about this. Irelia and Gragas are still mid, and does look like Cassiopeia is going to be having to peel off to deal with this. Down goes the Dragon at 12:25. We'll see the next one around the 18:25 mark. Overall, good game, nice and close so far. 5-4 with about a maybe a K&a-half difference in terms of gold. So nothing really too out of the ordinary for some these higher ELO games. I have seen some that snowball really ridiculously out of proportion, even before the 20-minute mark. But this one seems to be a keeper, ladies and gentlemen. So Bobby Hankhill in this bottom, dual laning with Ojima? Ojima. Yep, that's her name, Ojima. Now, in terms of everything else, it does look like Arrigo's Lantern has come out for that Gangplank. It's great for him because the extra clear time for his jungle. He doesn't actually have any AoE abilities, and so that's going to be great in terms of the sustain for him. Free wards as well. Everyone loves free wards. It's all about the wards when it comes to the more mid to late game in terms of map control. Those wards are definitely something that you want to be investing in, and free wards are great in that regard. We got the slow going down. Oh, not exactly the best of condemns right there. Just took her right out of the ultimate, or sorry, out of the tornado. The Gangplank ultimate coming down. It is going to grab everyone low, but Team Red is now coming down into this bottom lane to really reinforce this position. If we are going to be sticking around here, we might see a dive, but it does look like we are not interested in that. Everyone now is just peeling away. So an unfortunate set of circumstances. Vayne, of course, I don't think she had her ultimate for that. Although looking at it, it does tick down fairly quickly. 70 seconds, so she did have her ultimate for that fight. It was wasted on the one before her, which is a little unfortunate. But at the same time, no kills. Team Red playing that spectacularly, and that puts us at still again at 5-4. Gold difference is narrowing down to 1,000, and you can see Kiko going head to head here with Irelia. Irelia going to throw out that ultimate. Is going to clear out some of these creeps, but she's really going for the damage on top of Jhin. But with that ignite going down, it is going to be forcing that flash out of her. And again, Jhin Zhao is a monster to deal with in League of Legends ever since his redo. So NintendudeX is going to take a lot of flack right here from that Gragas. In comes Cassiopeia for a little bit of support. The spell shield goes off. It does not hit Nocturne. Going to be going for the big DPS on top of Gragas, and the poison will be ticking him off. The Nocturne ultimate goes out. Is it going to be enough? With the Duskbringer, he's catching up, and yes, he will be able to grab that kill. Does put out the fear on top of a minion, it seemed, but a good flash from NintendudeX. Is he going to be able to clean up? The spell shield comes out. Oh, the Caitlyn ultimate! Oh my goodness, look at that. The Janna shield coming out just in time, keeps him alive. No kill for Caitlyn. What's Caitlyn doing out of bottom lane? You might be wondering, but you know, that was a certain kind of epic team fight in that mid lane. So Janna up here as well. Clutch shield. Let NintendudeX live. And that's going to be putting us now at a 7-5 situation. Now this top lane, we've been healing up a little bit. Does look like Irelia is still again on the back foot. Is she out of health potions? She is, but if she didn't have all that armor and extra health, then it would have been a little bit of a sticky situation for her. And again, this is why Jhin Zhao is a little bit of a beast. He could just jump in there, some insane burst, and a great ultimate coming out from Gangplank ensures the kill. And Kiko able to go now 1-1-2, puts a kill on the board for himself. Now he should have some pretty decent money in his pockets. That new kill, 100 creeps, puts him at 2,000 spendable gold. So he's going to go on back for a little bit of a shopping spree. And, you know, again, NintendudeX, every time he throws down this ultimate and someone gets a kill, he gets an assist, which puts him at a 2-1-4 while still never really being anywhere near that team fight. A great combination, the condemn and the true damage stacking really nicely here on top of Caitlyn. The tumble is going to be enough, although we will tank the tower for a little bit here from Vayne. Does not matter. Sona, she's feeling really good. What a crazy jump right there with that exploding barrel. But yeah, Gragas, he's able to land that kill, no problem. Now he is going to go for the double here on top of Janna. Janna, no ultimate, but it does not look like he's interested in tanking this tower. So a 1-for-1 exchange in this bottom lane. Cassiopeia nowhere to be found in this bottom area. I wonder if she actually called out the Gragas was missing. We do have a ward there in the jungle, so as soon as we saw that Caitlyn kill go down, Vayne probably realized the gig was up. And well, she did. The gig was up. She died. Now you can see a Phage coming out here on Kiko up top. Again, it is probably your biggest bang for your health and damage buck. The ultimate comes out from Xin Zhao, just forces her back. Is going to keep her alive just a little bit longer. Out goes that Terrify on top of Cassiopeia. The Spell Shoot coming out does block out that parlay from Nintendude, and that is a very scary thing about Nocturne. If he has you in your sights, you have one disable, you're not going to get it off because he does have that spell shield, and that's going to allow him some pretty free control on top of you and your teammates. Now Billiam up here, he's just really going to town on this top of this tower. It does look like he forced back Xin Zhao, and Xin picks himself up another Dorn's Blade. Does not finish off the tier 2 boots. Nintendo coming in here with the parlay, but again, it is all physical damage, and we got 122 armor to our name here on top of Irelia. Here comes the Nocturne with the ultimate as well as the Caitlyn, and Caitlyn's able to pick that up. One more attack is all we needed. 6 hit points on that Irelia. She lived with just a fraction of her life. We force out that flash on top of Nocturne. Nocturne with the Ignite does drop to 120 hit points, so some really close surviving stories. Like, those are some pretty epic things to talk around the fire when they get back down to Summoner's Rift. But IRU, or IWRU, I wonder what that means. Iru? Whatever. Caitlyn gets the tower. Jhin, unfortunately, not exactly in command of his lane anymore. It looks fairly strong on paper, but just the Team Red aggression is just really starting to add up. We trade off the towers in this bottom lane, puts us up now 2-1 in terms of the tower count. Now Vayne's thinking, okay, she's not running. It's time to actually get out of dodge. She blows her flash and her invisibility to get on out of that. Now we do got pings going down to the dragon. We are going to get that ward out. Is going to be able to track Vayne, no problem, but we are going to have a front row seat at least for another second or so. The sight ward about to be done, and there it goes. So Team Blue knows this is going on. Are they going to be able to contest it? They come in here with some poison, are able to land a little bit of damage on top of Sona, but the Dragon ultimately does go to Team Red. NintendudeX is now thinking, alright, now let's try to make something happen. A great body dash across the wall is going to make sure that Gragas lives to see another day. And look at the split. Everyone split just so fantastically here on Team Red. Really made it hard for Team Blue to actually really just chase somebody. They all split in different directions, and that kept them alive another day. It's throwing out a little bit of poke. Nintendude and Cassiopeia taking a little bit too much. Oh, the great flash comes out from Jhin with the ultimate. Just knocks everyone away. You can see a lot of ultimates going down, but the double kill comes out for Cass before she does drop. Irelia gets the kill on top of that, and Vayne with that revenge. And we had a flash in from Nintendude. One more parlay was enough to take down the Fat Man himself, and now it might not be looking too good here for Caitlyn. Caitlyn taking some huge damage, and the last one is going to be the ace in terms of Vayne. Vayne and her cooldowns. Man, oh man, that tumble. Level 5 tumble has a 2-second cooldown, and 110 bonus attack damage was enough to grab herself that ace. 14-8 as the score. 20 minutes in, we snowballed nicely up to about 4,500 gold difference. Pretty decent for Team Blue. They're coming out so far really ahead in this early game. The flash comes out from Sona, but here we go, maybe a little bit too deep. That Vayne tanking the tower, and it's going to be enough to take it on, even through the Janna shield. NintendudeX trying to hightail it out of there with raised morale, but it's not going to be enough for this Janna. Janna with the flash as well as the Irelia burst is going to be enough to take her down, but we have not thought two things about NintendudeX. The dash on over with the red buff means that he is going to be dropping as well, so Gragas throwing down the ultimate, not going to get himself an assist out of it, but 14-11, yeah, we overstayed our welcome just a little bit in that bottom lane, and Team Red punishing, very punishing actually right there out of it. So they did lose 3 in that return. It effectively made it a 5-for-5 exchange, 6-for-5 if you count Cassiopeia right here, because she drops to this pretty hardcore red team aggression, and they're going to be able to take themselves this mid turret. So the only mid turrets still alive in terms of the ones close to the rivers. That top red one on the bottom left, but it does not matter here to Team Blue. They know they have the defensive advantage. They're going to be trying to make use of it, but maybe a little bit too late. The tower does go down. Jinzhao not really focusing here with the rest of the team. We need to take down that Nocturne, and it will be Vayne under true damage to pick it up. The double kill comes out, incoming, big damage with that ultimate. He's going to land a triple with that Vayne tumble. My goodness, Vayne tumbles are just overpowered, ladies and gentlemen. Doing her a really good service. 8-2 right now. She has herself that Bloodthirster and Zeo at 22 minutes in 1,600 gold. She can probably actually finish that up into a Phantom Dancer now with 3 dead on top of Team Red. Team Blue is going to really try to take advantage of this Baron, but if we have enough poke landing on top of Jhin, it could be the death of a Spearman. Death of a Salesman, death of a Spearman. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. We're still having these barrels come down, and you know, we did time it out. The blue team, they didn't rush it. They wanted to really make sure that it did not get stolen, so they timed out those barrels, timed out those skills, and they were able to land themselves a Baron, which is going to be monumental for them in their next team fights, because with a Baron this early into the game, 22 minutes in is by all standards a fairly early Baron. That means that their next team fight is going to be hitting that much harder. Now, in terms of the gold, again, we're still up about 4,000 here for Team Blue. They got the kill lead. They've tied up the turrets, however. Team Red making sure that they're not too far behind in terms of the global gold. And they got a dragon each, which means it's going to come down to what can Team Blue do with this next Baron-infused fight. Now, taking a quick look across the board, NintendudeX finishing up that Glacial Shroud, also has that Phage, a lot of Phages in this game. Jinzhao with his Phage, also now the Sheen, going for that Trinity. By all means, at 23 minutes in, he's a little bit behind, but he did go for a Brutalizer first. Very important to note. The Rylai's was the first item here for a Cassiopeia, but Hextech Revolver is almost a Will of the Ancients now for her, but this is the scary, scary Vayne. 8, 2, and 1 has herself that Bloodthirster, now the Phantom Dancer, a Green Pot, and the Berserker. She is going to be hitting like a truck, especially with that Baron. And we can see our support has himself that Shurilia's, and only the 1 gold per 10. She did have a Philo Stone, but it is now a Shurilia's, so no problem. Also has a Ruby Crystal, so I'm a little curious if that's going to become maybe an Aegis. Not sure. Either way, on the flip side, looking at our support Sona, she does have a Zeke's Herald for her Caitlyn, as well as Irelia and I guess Nocturne, if you want to throw that into the mix. All 3 very heavy ADs, a lot of attack speed, and giving everyone just that extra bit of lifesteal is going to be very precious to them. Now, Irelia, she has herself that Trinity Force, as well as a Wit's End. By all means, doing far, far better than the Jhin coming out of this laning phase. You can see some armor now stacking up, as well as a Phage on top of this Nocturne. But Nocturne's going to ultimate right down here to NintendudeX. It's not looking good for Ojima, and Ojima is going to be dropping. That's going to be a huge pickup here for Team Red. Does look like the Poison, as well as the Gangplank ultimate, able to take down Nocturne. But still, Blue Team has themselves that Baron buff. It is very important that they do not die here, and Irelia might be able to make it happen here. For Vayne is not going to be unfortunately able to do that. NintendudeX body blocking the Caitlyn ult. The double kill, triple kill, quadra kill comes out for Team Blue. 4 for 1 exchange. Not too shabby. That's going to balloon them up to a 21-13 score and about 6k gold difference. And you know, this is going to be doing a lot of damage to Team Red. Team Red, it looks like Jhin going for that kill on top of Gragas. Gragas has to blow everything to get on out of it, but 1 turret down. They are about to lose another, possibly an inhib, but looking at the timers, I don't think that's actually going to be something that Team Red is going to be giving up very lightly. 3, 2, 1. They are going to go for the inhib. Is Team Red actually going to contest this? They have everyone up, but Caitlyn is going to be a little bit too far behind, and it does not look like they are going to be able to contest it. It does go down, so that was a very decisive fight for Team Blue, especially with that Baron, but they're not done yet. They're not going anywhere. Here goes that Shurilia's. They're going in for the kill, but a great Gragas ultimate is going to split them up, waste that Shurilia's, and now really kind of just screw up the positioning here of Team Blue. If they are going to be going in on this, it is without really that Shurilias that they can count on. They still got the Baron for maybe another 10 seconds, so if they want to make something happen, now is the time to do it. The Jhin ult goes down, not too sure if it helped or hindered more than anything, but they are going to be chasing in. Jhin jumps in. He is going to be going for that Nocturne, but Nocturne able to just dash on out of there, no problem. Gragas looks like he's safe as well, which means no kills, and now the Baron ultimate is dissolved. 21-13, back to fighting with only normal superhuman powers instead of the Baron-infused ones. But overall, it's still looking really good for Blue. They're keeping up the continued pressure in this mid lane, which means that it is super creeps that Team Red has to deal with. A Greystone ultimate goes out, is not able to make a kill out of it quite yet. A good body block comes out from Ojima on top of that Caitlyn ultimate. Now we do got the Terrify going down on top of Vayne, but a good Cassiopeia ultimate kept her alive just that much longer. Nocturne, I can't even catch up to you here on this on the camera. He is going to be going right through all these creeps, going for the Xin Zhao. Is he going to be able to grab it? Maybe Gragas will instead, but Team Red able to clean up 4 of Blue right there. NintendudeX the only one able to get on out, and it looks like they are going to take this opportunity to grab themselves a dragon. They are down only the mid inhibitor, which means that Caitlyn's going to have a field day on top of farming that, but they have now lost quite a few turrets. 7-3 as the turret count, and again, about a 6k gold difference. The dragon helps patch it up just a little bit, but you know, what is Team Blue doing with that gold? Looks like NintendudeX finish up the Glacial, gets even more armor on top of that after the Frozen Heart. Not too shabby. We do got the Trinity Force now on Xin Zhao, and a Xin Zhao with the Berserkers, so it does look like he wants to go for a Ghost, or sorry, the upgrade of the Brutalizer, which, the Ghost Blade, yeah, Ghost Blade. Whew, almost escaped me there. It does look like the Zeo and a Pickaxe comes out for Caitlyn, maybe going for that Infinity Edge over top of the Phantom Dancer, and unfortunately for them, this Vayne still continuing her dominance. 9-3-2, only got 1 kill out of that team fight, that entire Baron-infused team fight. She only gets 1 kill out of it, and before she did die, but she has herself that last Whisper, and I do think it might be a Zeke's. Does look like a Zeke's coming out from Janna, because again, we do have 3 heavy AD on top of Team Blue, just like we do on Team Red. Vayne, as well as Xin Zhao and Gangplank, all able to really take advantage of that Zeke's Herald. And, you know, the extra health and cooldowns are nothing really to sneeze at for your support. The more that she can spam out her 3 CCs plus ultimate, the better the team will be off in general. So 21-17, they have caught up a little bit in terms of team kills. I mean, they're only off by 4. An ace either way could really do some monumental damage to either team. But Jhin, he's going to be saying, all right, let's get this party started. He jumps in here and gets really just insta-gift for his trouble. It does look like Vayne able to pick up at least 1 kill, going for the double. Gangplank able to pick up a 3rd, but Jhin did drop out of that, and wow. Just like that, Jhin might be dropping, but are we going to get it? No, we're actually maybe even going to die. Yes. Vayne too greedy. We have the surrender vote going out, I guess, on top of Team Red. A 29-minute victory, not too shabby, but those team fights, I mean, Jhin able to just jump in there, knock everyone away, and that allows Team Blue to just jump in without any problem or any regard to positioning, able to start insta-giving, and with an 11-4 Vayne, she brought that pain. The true damage on top of all that armor penetration just served her well by the end of it, and that means good game, well played, to feature game number 2 here on the League of Legends FourCourtJester channel. I am streaming on YouTube, just trying it out, so of course all feedback is welcome. And I hope that the audio didn't screw up and that the chat comments are still working, but hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to do one more for tonight, which means I have to kill the stream and reset to a new streaming source. So if you guys aren't already following me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, you know, there's going to be all these alerts coming your way in just a moment as I do reset. So good game, well played, and I will catch you guys in just a minute.